Welcome back to Hustle a Million, guys. I'm your host, Joshua Minot. Now, in prior episodes, we've talked about some side hustles that you may want to look into to get some extra money. We've talked about some businesses that you may want to consider. We even talked about how to invest money once you actually do have some kind of income stream coming in. But today, we're going to talk about funding. Now, everybody wants to know the answer to, how can I make more money? I need some more cash. Most of you guys watching right now are watching because you want that answer. But what if I told you the fastest way to get to some paper would be through some plastic? Now, I already know what many of you guys are thinking. It's what most of us was taught as we were growing up. Credit cards are bad. Don't get too many of them. Interest rates is too high. They'll drive you in debt. That's all incorrect. The reason why, consider the actual people that were giving you the information. They were all consumers. They all use credit cards as a way to borrow from themselves to buy something that they couldn't afford. A TV, some furniture, all in which things they had to make payment on. And then that's when those interest payments would actually kill you, because in all likelihood, you've purchased a depreciating asset, meaning it's actually losing value as time goes on. So you're quite literally paying extra to lose money. Now, that's what it looks like for a consumer. But for an entrepreneur or business owner, credit cards take on a whole different meaning. Now, what's funny to me is that everybody's always saying, I'm trying to get a business loan so I can get this business off the ground. I need to get this loan from the bank. Well, guys, what do you think credit cards are? They're actually the simplest form of credit that the bank can actually give you. It's an instant loan. You get approved, and now they're telling you you instantly have access to this particular amount of money from us at this particular rate. These are the terms. On top of that, you don't have to reapply again once you pay the credit card off. That same credit line is available to you to continue to use as much as you want. So the issue, guys, is not with the credit cards and their terms of service. It's really that most people don't understand how to use those terms of service to best benefit them and their business needs in order to make money. Well, that's what we'll go ahead and discuss today. So the reality of the situation is this, guys. Not all business loans that you can get are good for your business. What you have to understand is, what are the terms and structure of the loan? How many payments are there? How much interest am I going to pay? How much money am I actually planning on making once I use this money? So what exactly am I spending it on? You have to understand all those variables to figure out whether or not this money that you're going to borrow is going to be right for your business and your needs. Now, you may remember from a previous video I did on sneakers. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's fire. But in that particular video, I actually showed that I have both short-term inventory and long-term inventory. And based on that categorization, that's how I determine which one of these loans will best fit these particular purchases. Am I going to use a short-term loan, or am I going to use a long-term loan? It's just that simple, guys. And let me show you how that breaks down. Now, I'm going to use this shoe as an example, guys. Currently, I'm on StockX.com. And if you're not familiar with what this particular website does, make sure, again, you go check out my previous sneaker episode where I break all that down. As you can see, based on these numbers, guys, this particular shoe is selling like hotcakes. And I actually located this shoe over the last couple of weeks in various different stores, just sitting on the shelf. And currently, I looked at the numbers, and this shoe was producing anywhere between about a $12 to $20 profit per shoe. And so this is one that you would want to buy in bulk. Now, this is a short-term investment, guys. I don't know if this shoe, or I don't believe that this shoe will increase in value. So I would consider this a short-term quick flip. And so even if we look here at the sales, again, we can see these are all sales that are coming in literally every few minutes in all the different sizes, guys. Now, I'm going to come on over here to the Capital One Spark business card. And it's because I have this card, guys. Now, here are the terms of use for this Spark card. You actually have to pay off the balance in full each and every month. No questions asked. If you do not pay the balance in full, you'll get hit with a late fee. And the late fee is about 2.99% of whatever your balance is. Okay. And that right there is what normally would scare people off. Oh my God, I've got to pay this thing off in full each and every month. But let me show you why that doesn't matter, guys. We're going to come back on over to StockX and we're going to look at that Jordan 1 Space Jam again. If for some reason, let's say you stumbled across 10 pairs of this shoe in a store and bought all 10 pairs and you spent roughly $1,000. Is there any question that if you came and posted those shoes here right on StockX, that you get rid of those 10 shoes probably today? In one day, you would have probably sold all 10 pairs and recoup the entire $1,000 that you spent using your Capital One Spark card, pay them back their money, and keep the profit in your own pocket. Furthermore, I'm going to come back on over to Capital One and see some of the perks that this particular card comes with. On top of the fact that you just took their $1,000, purchased 10 shoes, sold them within a day or two, gave them their money back, kept the profit, this particular card is going to pay you 2% rewards on all the money and purchases that you spend on this card, guys. So you've also earned an additional 2% on the $1,000 that you use to make money. Top of that, if you're able to spend $5,000 in the first 3 months of opening this account, you will go ahead and earn $500. And if you went ahead and spent $50,000 in the first 6 months, you'll actually earn an additional $500, giving you a grand total of $1,000 in extra money that they're going to put in your pocket just for spending $50,000 in 6 months. Now, guys, after seeing that example and how those numbers worked out, and the fact that that product was selling as fast as it was, would you still have a concern with paying this bill off every month in full? Now, in this example, guys, I'm going to show you a completely different way how to use a credit card to your benefit. Now, you may remember this shoe from my last episode that I talked about sneakers, and we identified this particular shoe as one being a long-term hold. So unlike the previous example I gave you, this is a shoe that I'm not looking to actually just sell as fast as possible. I'll sell a few pairs here and there, but I'm looking to hold on to pairs because I believe that the value of this shoe will go up over time. And as you guys can see, this thing is flying off the shelves. These numbers are insane, guys. Hence the reason why I also felt like this is going to be a good buy and hold and that the value will go up over time. Now, if we scroll down below, we'll actually notice that the price of these shoes were $210. Now, let's assume you were actually able to purchase 10 of these. So you spent $2,100 on a credit card, or you're looking to spend $2,100 on a credit card. However, because this is not a quick flip and you're not going to get any money back from actually selling the shoe right away, what exactly are you going to do in order to actually hold on to this shoe for 6 months or 12 months? Let's take a look. Well, let's come on over to American Express. And as we can see, they currently have a Business Plus card where they have an introductory interest rate of 0% for 12 months. Guys, that's literally the same as cash. So you could go ahead and purchase those 10 pair of Jordan 3s for $2,100. And the only thing that you're required to pay monthly is the minimum balance, which will probably equate to like $20 or $30 until you go to sell them a year later. Once the 0% interest runs out, recoup all of the money that you paid for the shoes and then keep the profit for yourself. And you would have paid 0 interest to American Express. Now, guys, I just showed you 2 different loan structures in order to operate 2 different business structures, one for short term and one for long term, both which benefit you. Now, again, I can't tell you what business you're going to get into, what hustle you're going to start. What I am just trying to show you guys is that you can utilize credit cards to launch any business. You just have to understand the terms of the loan that you're actually receiving from the credit cards and whether or not those terms fit your business structure. Also, guys, it is a lot easier to go to a bank and actually get approved for a credit card. And then here's what happens. As you begin to use the credit card and pay it off and just do it repeatedly, the bank will start looking at you and basically saying, hey, this person has money running through them. We need to give them more credit. And so those credit lines start to expand rapidly, probably faster than what you expect, allowing you to buy more product, allowing you to expand faster, and ultimately make more money. Now, if you're looking for a place where you can find some of those deals that banks are currently running on credit cards, I personally love NerdWallet. It's a good place where you can get side-by-side comparisons of different cards and see exactly what people are offering right now. As you can see, you come over to credit cards and you'll see all the different credit cards that NerdWallet is actually promoting at the moment and actually breaking down exactly the pros and cons of each card. It'll show you exactly, if there's an annual fee, what the rewards rate is, if it's a rewards card, what the intro offer is, and also the recommended credit score. So come on over to NerdWallet, and at least that'll give you some ideas if you're looking to get a new card as far as what card may best fit your needs. Now, while we're on the subject, guys, I'm going to go ahead and kill another myth that having too many credit cards is bad for you. As you can see, I'm logged into Experian. This is actually my Experian account. Experian being one of the 3 credit bureaus that keeps track of everything you do that has to do with your credit. And as you can see, they've actually listed here that 30% of your credit score is actually the amount of debt you had. And as it reads down below, it actually considers the total balance owed, how many accounts have balances, and how much of your available credit you're using. Now, let me go ahead and break that down for you. Let's say you have a credit card that has a $10,000 limit and you went ahead and charged $9,000. That essentially means you've only got $1,000 left of credit line available to you. You owe $9,000. And so what happens is your credit score takes a dip because you're basically using all your available credit that credit card provided you. Now, what's the ways that you can actually get your credit score to go back up? Well, one way is the traditional way that everybody always thinks of, which is, well, as I pay my debt down, so if I pay on that $9,000 I owe, my credit score will naturally begin to go up because I'm decreasing the debt in what I owe the credit card. The other way, if you're actually good at math, is get another credit card. Because the math is simple, guys. If you had an actual credit card that had $10,000 originally, you charge $9,000. You go out and get another credit card that has $10,000. You now have $11,000 of available credit line to you. Thus, your credit score goes up because instead of you using 90% of your actual credit line available, you're now only using maybe about a little less than 50% of your actual credit line available to you. So again, guys, this whole myth that having too many credit cards is a bad thing, that's incorrect. Having more credit cards actually helps strengthen your score because it increases the amount of credit that you have available to you so that when you do choose and go to use some of your credit, it's actually got a bigger pool of credit line that it's subtracting from. And so your credit score doesn't take nearly as much of a hit. Now, one of the things you guys may have noticed is that in my examples, I was actually showing business credit cards. That's personally what I use now, guys, to actually operate my businesses because there's an added layer of benefits to that. One of which is that whatever I charge on those credit cards actually does not appear on my credit report, thereby stabilizing my credit score. And it doesn't even look like I even have anything going on with credit cards at all. But don't feel as though that's the first thing you need to go after, guys, because I didn't start off with business cards. I started off with personal cards, and those same personal cards offering 0% or some type of cashback rewards, they work just fine to get you started until you can actually generate enough revenue to go to a bank and say, hey, here's my business. I'd like to apply for your business credit card. And if you're asking yourself right now, well, does he practice what he preach? Well, look no further, guys. You can ask all these guys right here whether I'm serious about how credit cards can change and shape your financial future. Now, before I get out of here, there's one last benefit that I wanted to just cover really quickly, guys. It is that if you're lucky enough to get credit cards with actual cash back rewards on them, well, that's a double whammy. Just think about it. If you get approved for a 2% cashback card, and let's say you have a business that just operates on $100,000 a year, you charge up $100,000 on that credit card, that means they're going to give you back $2,000 just for using that card to operate your business. If you're doing $1 million, that's $20,000, guys, in 1 year that you could be generating by just operating a business that has nothing to do with the profits that you made on the money that you borrowed. I can't make this stuff up, guys. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the information and I do hope you utilize it. If you haven't already done so, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe and the notification bell so you can join this community on its journey to financial freedom. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to just drop that line down below, and I'll see you guys next time.